Let's just try and move on, though. A creak from the decaying wood of the cabin wakes me up. Sayori is no longer resting against me. Sayori? She doesn't appear to be in here with me. Oh, god damn it. I just said damn it. As I stand up, someone walks through the entrance and towards me. Oh, there she is. Jeez. Oh, Mikey! Where were you? I had to pee. I thought that they had found you. I run my hands through my hair in relief. Sayori looks off to the side, embarrassed, until she notices something about me. Are you okay? You look like you were crying. Huh? Oh, yeah, I am fine. I reach up and realize that I have been crying in my sleep. Quickly wiping away the tears, I look out the window and into the forest again. How long was I asleep for? About an hour. Alright, let me take a look outside for a sec. Stay in here, okay? Right. Waving Sayori to come out, she hesitantly steps out of the cabin and looks around. It's kind of cold, but cold out here, don't you think? Now that you mention it, it is kind of brisk. Oh well, that just means we can't sit around talking anymore. We have to start moving. Where do we go from here? I run my right hand across my chin while I think and survey the area. My left arm still refuses to cooperate with me fully. It's been dislocated for quite some time now. It's becoming a little uncomfortable at this point. And since it is not wanting to work with me, I might have to reset it soon. In the off chance we get into a bad situation, I need to be able to fight. Actually, on second thought, Sayori, before we go, can you check the cabin for anything that could be useful? Oh, sure. Anything specific? Just anything in general. If it's not broken or rubble, grab it. Okay. Sharp pain shoots through my entire shoulder and the left side of my neck as I gently press into the joint with my fingers. I need to find the new location of my humeral's head. Shit. After a few seconds of the excruciating search, I find it lodged against the small, hard acromion process of my scapula. My arm is effectively stuck between the lip of the joint and this piece of the scapula, preventing any movement. I try to slide my hand along my back and grip the area in question to push it forward, but I can't reach it from an angle to push it forward. I found some things. Sayori returns from the darkness with an unlit white candle in one hand and a small green plastic box in the other. Are you okay, Mikey? What's that face for? As I was performing my inspection, I guess I was wincing and squinting my eyes. I'm going to need your help with something, okay? Like right now. Okay, what you need? She gingerly places the items on the ground and approaches me. I need you to set my shoulder. It's dislocated. Oh, God. Sayori even have it in her to do that, though? Sayori goes silent and her expression changes to one of fear. I'm not a doctor, silly. I don't know how to do that. I need you to be strong for me. It's not complicated. I just need you to pull on my arm until you feel a pop. Sayori cringes and clasps her hands together in front of her chest. That doesn't sound very good, but I'll try my best for you, Mikey. Touch my left shoulder, Sayori. I want you to feel where the top of my arm bone is, so you understand where it needs to go. She sheepishly walks in front of me and reaches out, placing her hands on my shoulder. It looks weird. It doesn't look right. And that's why we're going to fix it right now. Push into it. Full of uncertainty, she hesitates for a second and glances at my face sideways. Then she presses onto the joint delicately. Oh, that's not right. Your arm, it's kind of behind where it's supposed to be. That's what dislocated means, woman. Sorry. What do I do now? Grab my bicep with your right arm and my forearm with your left. Her hands grip the indicated locations. Now my arm is behind where it's supposed to be, right? And kind of up a little. Okay, so it needs to go down and forward to fix it. Pull down on my bicep and pull forward on my forearm. Jeez. Okay, here it goes. The pain intensifies as she starts to pull down on my arm. Oh god, it's getting red on the screen a little bit. But it doesn't move much. I know she's trying not to hurt me, but it's not enough force to slide the head of my humerus, I guess, over the lip of my socket. In other words, she isn't pulling hard enough to put my arm back in place. Harder, you need to pull harder. Eve, I don't want to hurt you. If you do it right now, it will hurt way less than if you try to move it slowly. Just do what I said. She tightens her grip on my arm and bears down onto it. Using her weight to pull it downward, I stiffen myself and maintain as much of a straightened posture as I can so I don't move with her. The head of my humerus begins to move away from the small scapular bone. My eyes squint as I feel the needle-sharp jabs plague my shoulder. Now forward, make it pop. I can hear her whimpering as she uses her left hand to bring my arm forward, dragging the humerus in the same direction. I really don't know what that word is, to be fairly honest. That can't be humerus. It's missing an O. After a few seconds, I could feel an even sharper, nagging pain as the head drags across the edge of the shoulder joint socket. Oh, there it is. Sayori lets out a hushed "oh" as she feels the bone pop back into the socket. As the joint is reset, I exhale sharply. Relief washes over me like a wave. Was that it? Move my arm around. Does it move at all? She maintains her grip and quickly waves my arm in a circular motion. Nothing catches or hinders the movement. The joint is still extremely sore, however. Yeah, I'd say that's fine now. Sorry. She realizes my arm and steps back, looking at me shyly and holding her hands together again. Did I do it right? I reach over to my shoulder with my right hand, feeling it. It's back to its usual spot. You did, Sayori. Thank you. I look back toward the candle in the green plastic box that Sayori foraged from the cabin. Sayori steps back, still looking at me dejectedly after putting me through an immense physical pain only just seconds ago. I was a little hard on her during that, but to be honest, things could get a lot worse tonight. She may have to do more than pop a bone back in place. Approaching the scavenged treasure, I take the green plastic box into my hands and inspect it. It has several cracks on the sides of the case, and the once vibrant green color shows the evident fade. Opening the case, I notice a single coil of clear fishing line, a couple of silver curved hooks, a straight threading needle, and a bunch of cracked and broken bobbers. The single coil of fishing line looks stable enough to use. I unreel about half a foot of length from it and quickly apply tension to the line. It makes a little boing that from the tension. So this is still usable. So what do you think we can use these or do with these? Whatever. Not quite sure yet. The line is decently long, but some of these hooks are rusted, so we can't really trust their strength due to the oxidation. The candle could provide us some light, or maybe even a distraction if needed. These bobbers, however, are completely useless. I gingerly moved my fingers around the box, removing all the broken pieces of bobbers and discarding them. There were rather sharp-edged, jagged pieces scattered around in there that could cut our hands when we needed to grab something. Closing the plastic box and making sure the plastic glass holding it shut is secured, I put it in my left pocket and turned to Sayori. We should probably start heading out. You ready? Of course I am. I remove my hand from her shoulder and once again look around the forest. Originally, I believed the direction I had Sayori go in to get out of the forest was west. But since we both got mixed up, I can't tell which direction that is anymore. Maybe one of the trees around have moss. Moss always grows on the north end of a tree. Is that true? At least from there I can determine where west is. And just my luck, no moss. God damn it. What's the matter? There's no moss on these trees, so I can't determine where north is. And in order for us to get out of here, we need to head west. And to be completely honest, I have no idea where that is right now. Oh, I have an idea. Sayori lights up and throws her arms out in excitement. Eh? Why don't you use the stars to find out what direction we're facing? The stars? Yeah. Me and my dad went camping one time, and I remember him telling me a cool way to find out what direction we were facing. Try focusing on a star and watching the direction of its movement. Sayori? You're onto something. For some reason, Sayori's idea is absolutely ingenious. I have no idea why I had never thought of it. That's one thing you don't know, I guess. The excitement I suddenly feel makes me almost want to kiss her. You still haven't, though. You kissed her on the forehead, but that's about it. But I suppressed that urge. The movement of a star indicates the direction you are facing. If it moves left, you are facing north. If it moves right, you are facing south. If it moves up, you are facing east. If it moves down, you are facing west. Man, some of this stuff I never even knew about. To be honest, I heard about that back at my old school, but I dismissed it as being preposterous. Sorry. Yay! Can you still remember how to do that? Don't we need to have something else? Yeah, you need to have 2 sticks on the ground, one smaller than the other. Then you look at the tip of each branch and align them with the star. I'm on it. Isn't Monica still at Sayori's house, by the way? Because didn't Mikey tell her to go to Sayori's house and wait for her there or something? I think she's just still waiting there, waiting for them. I hope to God this works. If not, we will be walking for a while. After a minute, I look at Sayori behind me, searching around for sturdy sticks from the decaying wood around. Sayori's a lot smarter than you would think just by looking at her. Maybe just her cute and vulnerable demeanor is deceptive. So she is a woman with the possibility of hidden weapons. I love it. So Mikey, I forgot to ask. What is it? How'd you find me and Monica? I'm a man of many quirks, Sayori. Those just happen to be amplified in intensity when it comes to stressful situations like this. Did Monica tell you about this? Nope. In fact, I am kind of irritated that she didn't. But on the flip side, I understand why she didn't. They threatened you, and she had no way of knowing how far their reach is. What do you mean by that? Well, we don't really know how these guys would know if she told me or anyone else about the meeting tonight. And sometimes you really can't take that risk. She didn't take it and taken and came along, or came alone. Which, if I had not shown up, the time I did, yeah. How about we stop saying that? I trail off my sentence. I see. Basically, Monica acted very odd earlier. That's how I found you two. I had reason to believe that maybe it was caused by these people, so I followed her until she entered the forest. But I ran into a few problems of my own while tailing her. And those few problems were taken out as fast as I could. Oh, well, I'm glad that you are here with me now. Thank you for saving Monica and me. Don't mention it, you girls are important to me. Also, I haven't officially saved you yet. We still need to get out of here. Does your guardian Julia know about this? She knows everything up until I came here today. I wasn't able to reach her, plus she would have told me to sit back and wait for the police to get involved anyway. We both sit in silence for a couple of minutes, my eyes still focusing on the star I chose. After what seems like an eternity, I finally distinguished the direction it is moving. It is moving upward. We're facing east, so behind us is west. Rising from the ground and dusting myself off, I reach out my hand out to Sayori to help her up. After she is on her feet, I lean toward the ground and offer her to climb onto my back. She reluctantly climbs on, knowing her thigh is causing too much pain for her to be running. After she is secured onto my back, I start to slowly walk down a narrow trail. Thank you for carrying me. Well, I certainly can't have you limping around when we need to get out of here. So no need to thank me. Mikey, there's something I need to ask you. What is it? Cock my head slightly just so I can get a view of her from an angle. You are so cool during all this. How do you know how to shoot or fight or anything like that? Is stuff going to be revealed here? I stopped moving for a second and realized the magnitude of the question. Sayori, I know a lot of this stuff because I have to. Not because it was by choice. Ever since I was young, I was taught all of this because I was going to need it later on in my life. And I definitely did. That is why I was able to find you and save you tonight. But who taught you this? Ashley. Someone very close to me. She felt I was going to be able to handle it since I didn't believe I was going anywhere in life. My dad left me for dead and abandoned me, so I basically had no purpose left in this world. I start walking again, continuing my monologue. But out of all the negatives I've had to endure so far, a few good things did come out of it. Like what? Well, for starters, I was able to pick myself up off the ground. I became someone I didn't think I could ever become. And I guess I met you girls. All of you helped me kind of get back down to earth and understand the normal simplicity of life. At least for as long as it lasted. It will go back to the way it was before, right? Right? Let's just keep going. But Sayori trails off her sentence and stops talking. The tension and pain in her voice kind of impacts me enough to falter. Damn it, I don't want to lie to her, but I don't want to tell her the truth that I don't know how tonight is going to end. To be honest, I should at least tell her the truth. Ashley always did to me. Sayori, I don't know how things are going to end tonight, so I can't really answer you that, but I can promise you I will do everything I can to ensure everything does go back to normal, okay? Thank you. Anytime. Not a bad view, huh? Nope, it's pretty. Wait a second, someone is behind us. I turned my head to notice a man dressed in all black, throwing his right arm overhand with a knife towards Sayori's back. What? Uh-oh. Avoiding my hips and grabbing her hands, prying them off of me. I throw Sayori off of my back just in time before... Oh! Something sharp slices the upper left part of my back. A very dull but intense pain begins to linger, but it isn't long before it amplifies into a very sharp stinging sensation. Turning myself around and drawing my handgun, I try to aim for his head, but he catches me off guard and shoves his fist right into my stomach. Oof. Jeez. I stumble backward before watching him try to swing again. But he is too slow. I manage to catch his arm and muster up enough strength to pull him close, tilt him opposite of me, and wrap my arms around his throat. I pull his neck in a direction that it was not intended to go, and his body goes limp immediately. You snapped his fucking neck. He falls onto the ground with a heavy thud, and I feel my knees grow weak. Mikey? Sayori gets up off the ground and rushes over to me. I can't actually see her, but I can hear her footsteps getting closer to me. Dropping to my knees, I lean forward towards the ground. Oh my god, Mikey, you're back! It isn't serious. I reach back to palpate the area that was cut. When I draw my hand back to look at it, there is a concerning amount of blood covering it. Oh, jeez. Damn it. He managed to actually kick me pretty good. And judging from the amount of blood that my hand caught just from a small tap, my thoughts trail off as I try to think of what to do. I didn't expect any of them to be so close after all of this time. But at least one is down. Sayori helps me up to my feet, and I point us across the field back into the tree line. Let's get out of this field. We are exposed here. Right. Sayori and I walk back into the tree line where, after making sure no one else is following us, I sit down on a rock and lean forward. Sayori, I need you to look at my back and tell me how bad it is. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. I start to pull off my shirt and expose whatever damage there is to Sayori. She immediately gasps and covers her eyes with her hands. No, 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 no. It looks really painful and bad, my God. Well, it definitely doesn't tickle. You're bleeding a lot. No shit. I could feel the blood trailing down my back at an alarming rate. He must have cut a large area near a very active blood vessel or something, because if we don't do something about this soon, I am going to be too weak to keep going. The fishing line. Huh? I reach into my pocket and pull out the faded green fishing kit and candle Sayori found earlier in the abandoned cabin. I'm so glad you found this earlier. You can use this fishing twine and one of the non-rusted needles to close my cut. Oh, Jesus. But I don't know how to do any of that. I'm sure you will do fine. It is just like sewing up a teddy bear, okay? I don't know if I can do it. Sayori! Sayori jumps and cries a little when I raise my voice. Listen, sweetheart. This is definitely not an easy task, but you are the only person I can count on to do this. I can't necessarily stitch myself back together right now on my own. And if you can't do it, then I can't help you get out of this forest. You will be on your own. The most I could do when I am found is to fight like hell with whatever strength I have left. I can try. I will do whatever... Oh. I will do whatever it takes to keep you safe, Mikey. Good. I will help guide you through this, okay? Okay. I kind of just want to get out of this forest. This is... kind of sucks. I take out the straight needle and thread the fishing twine into it. The fishing twine is not the thinnest type of twine out there, so this is going to hurt a lot. But as long as I can keep my breathing in check and stay strong for Sayori, we could get through this. I unravel a good amount of the twine and hand it to Sayori. I also start to give her instructions on how to stitch my back up. She gets behind my back and outside of my vision. Even from here, I can feel her hesitation resonate from her gentle figure. But she is a strong girl. She could do this. Got the needle? Yeah? I'm going to light this candle right here by striking my knife against a rock, trying to create some sparks that can ignite the wick. Once this wick is lit, I want you to hold the needle over the flame for at least 10 seconds to ensure it sterilizes the needle from any bacteria. Alright. It takes me a couple of tries before I manage to successfully light the candle and pass it back to Sayori. After a minute, she pats me on the shoulder to indicate she is ready for instructions. Okay, so now I want you to, with your free hand, close the wound. Got it. As she hands close the gash in my back, the pain intensifies, but not too much. Now with the sharp edge of the needle, I want you to start from one of the edges of the cut. Push the needle through both sides of the cut and then wrap the twine through. Alright. It's getting more red. The instant the needle starts to force its way through my skin, the pain gets so much worse. But Sayori does it with relative ease. Okay, it's done. Good girl. Now bring the needle back around to the side you initially stuck it in on. About, let's say, a quarter of an inch from the first stitch, and repeat. Keeps getting redder. And once again, the needle pushes through my damaged flesh, and the twine easily slides through the muscle. The pain, oh dear God, the pain. Keep it up until you have the entire cut closed. Are you okay? I'm fine. It just hurts a lot. My breathing starts to suffer from the pain. I'll be as quick as I can. Be as thorough as you can. Right. After literally what feels like an eternity of this hellish pain, Sayori stops. What do I do now? Tie it into a very strong knot and close the wound. Okay. After feeling Sayori fiddle with my makeshift stitches, she stops and the pain begins to subside. Taking a second to compose... Oh, it's clearing up. Taking a second to compose myself, I feel Sayori's stitch work and find myself astonishingly impressed. Whoa, Sayori, you did amazing. Did I? Good girl, now take this knife and cut the string. Okay. Sayori grabs my knife and cuts the excess fishing twine off. I grab my shirt and put it back on while simultaneously allowing myself to recover from the sudden trauma. How did I do? You did great like you always do. I shoot a smile at her, which causes her to blush and look away slightly. You don't mean that. Wouldn't have said it if I didn't. I wonder where that guy came from. I wasn't able to sense him sneaking up on us since you were on my back. That flank was vulnerable. But it confirms that there are still some out here looking for us. Getting back onto my feet, I place a hand on Sayori's shoulder and look around. How's the thigh? I'm okay. It doesn't hurt too bad. Think you can walk for a little bit? I need to be able to be aware of what is around us, or another repeat of this could happen. I point out one of my thumbs around my back. Yeah, this thing again. I can do whatever it takes for you, Mikey. I'm glad I could count on you. Sayori smiles as we continue into the dark forest.